What's up guys, Bruce here from Panasonic, and in this video I'm talking about the new 4K Mini LED TV from Panasonic, releasing in 2024 with upgrades all round from a new processor to an entirely new operating system. There's a lot to love about this, so let's get into it. First, if you're unfamiliar with Mini LED technology, here's a quick recap. LED TVs are a derivative of LCD technology, where you have a backlight behind a panel, and on that panel are a series of tiny little doors, or crystals, that open and close, each with a primary color filter in front of it that allows light to pass through, giving you your image. Conventional LEDs are edge-lit, which means they have LEDs placed only along the edges of the screens. This can result in less uniform backlighting and light bleed, which is where you have a dark background with a bright subject in the middle of the screen, and you can see light bleeding from the edges to reach the middle of the screen. Mini LEDs are backlit panels with thousands of LED bulbs behind the panel, which offers superior local dimming, control, and brightness. This allows the TV to selectively turn off individual lights behind the panel, which improves your contrast and shadow detail with less light bleed compared to conventional edge-lit panels. For example, the 65 W95 has over 3,000 LED bulbs behind it, so when it comes to TV viewing, smaller is better. Now let's talk about the biggest change, Fire TV OS. This year, the Mini LED, like the OLED range, gets a whole new operating system. Fire TV puts content at the heart of your home screen, taking you right to the good stuff, with all your streaming apps aggregated into one place. When you scroll through, you can continue watching your programs without having to open the app first, and even peek at movies and shows you might like based on what you've been watching. Fire TV also brings smart home control to your TV with the Alexa platform built in, including a smart home dashboard where you can see and control any smart appliance you've added to Alexa. Control your lights, switches, appliances, and cameras all from the biggest screen in your house. You can even talk to your Ring doorbell through your TV, or set up a camera as a picture-in-picture to monitor babies or pets or whatever you want. There's a lot more app support as well, with all the major streaming services covered, as well as new ones for Panasonic, such as music streaming with Spotify or Tidal, social media apps and games, and all of the 2024 range of OLED and Mini LEDs this year will support Apple AirPlay 2 and Apple Home integration, which means you can easily cast your content and control your TV integrated into the Apple and Siri network. There's so much to love about Fire OS, I've actually done a separate video on it, which you can watch here. Now let's look at picture quality. As I said before, Mini LED is fully backlit with a much brighter panel and more control over your dimming zones, which you can clearly see here compared to a conventional LED, which makes it perfect for living rooms with a lot of light. In fact, the W95 is almost 3.5 times brighter than the W70 model I have next to it. Beyond this though, Panasonic have some unique technology that other Mini LEDs don't have, which actually come from the heritage and knowledge developed from making TVs for over 70 years. One of these is HDR support. Panasonic is one of the only brands in the world that supports all the latest HDR formats, including Dolby Vision and Dolby Vision IQ, HDR10, HDR10 Plus, and HDR10 Plus Adaptive. So no matter what streaming services you subscribe to or where your content comes from, you'll always have the highest level of HDR support, including the latest adaptive formats, which adjust the lighting based on ambient light sensors in your TV that measure the light in the room. This is actually a really big deal, as many of the other major TV brands only support one or the other, which means you're potentially limited to a lower HDR format and thus a lower picture quality. The other major influence on your picture and sound is the processor that does all the driving behind the scenes. Having our own laboratory in Hollywood, which works directly with the key post-production and color studios in the world, we deliver an optimal, true-to-vision picture and sound experience like no one else. The HCX Pro AI 2 processor continually makes micro adjustments for both picture and sound based on the content you're watching. So things like sports, movies, music, and talking or dialogue-focused content like comedy shows or the news all have different enhancements to make them more immersive. One of the big upgrades for the Mark II processor this year is 4K Fine Remaster, where Panasonic has combined AI mathematical models to improve smoothing and sharpening of content with less banding for full HD or lower resolution content onto a 4K screen. So if you're watching older content on streaming services, or if you still enjoy the occasional DVD, lower resolution images aren't quite as jarring compared to a modern 4K content. Nice. When it comes to gaming, you've got support for all the latest gaming consoles and graphics cards from Nvidia and AMD. With HDMI 2.1 running 4K 120 HFR and VRR for that smooth gaming experience, and this year we've also added in support for PC games running 144Hz to our flagship OLEDs and the Mini LED, so you can get even smoother gameplay from your PC to the big screen if you want it. With the new Fire TV OS, the game control dashboard is now in a different place, but it still gives you quick, easy access to all your gaming specific settings at the touch of a button. Here you can easily change all your settings like HDR tone mapping, VRR, darkness visibility enhancer, there's a 4K 120 bypass mode, true game mode, and even Kelman calibrated picture settings for the purists. Finally, when it comes to sound, the W95 has a few tricks up its sleeve compared to the standard LEDs as well. Starting with an additional bass woofer on the back of your TV to get much deeper bass tones, which is good for action movies or just making dialogue sound warmer and richer. Of course, being part of the Panasonic Fire TV range, you also have the option of plugging in an active subwoofer directly into the back for that extra punch. The remote offers a traditional design with access to common streaming apps, media control buttons, and a My App button to shortcut directly to your streaming service of choice or even relay an Alexa command. The W95 is the best of our 4K LED TVs with the brightest and best picture, a new and improved operating system with incredibly powerful app support, and all the mod cons you'd expect from a great quality TV. To find out more about Panasonic products, be sure to check out some of our other videos or find us online at panasonic.com or check out your local electronics retailer. Thanks for watching, see you in the next one.